This week on Taste Utah, we stop by Yoko Ramen in Salt Lake City, where they're mastering the meticulous and care-filled process of hospitality by building flavors and textures so every single item set in front of you both tastes and looks like a masterpiece. And by saying yes, where others might say no. Then we stay central in Salt Lake City and stop by Les Madeleines, where they're layering the love in between each laminated fold of flaky, delicious pastry dough. And by love, of course we mean butter. They're perfecting the precision of classic technique and marrying it with the art of pastry. And since we can't really travel right now, they've been curating a little French market. So not only do we get a taste of France with every visit, now we can also take home adorable wares. Taste Utah is more than your typical food show. It's about local flavor, from roots through authentically Utah restaurants. It's the people and the places that make Utah a dining destination. There's so much soil and earth to uncover and still so many great Utah restaurants to savor. We bring you the stories and we spread the love. The best thing about Utah, the views along the way, they're not bad either. We're not afraid to get our hands just a little dirty. Food is a necessity. It's how we create it and share it and experience it together that truly shapes our community. Whether you're choosing to dine in our dining rooms, order to go, or get delivery, you always have a seat at this table. Are you ready to taste Utah?
We're in Salt Lake City on 300 South, and we're about to get our ramen on, people. We are at Yoko Ramen. Yoko is a staple for something warm, delicious. They're serving up traditional ramen, and guess what? A ton more. Can't wait to meet co-owner Jamil. He's gonna give us a lay of the land. He's gonna talk us through the menu. We are about to stuff our faces. Are we excited? I hope so. Stay safe. Jamil, how are you?
Welcome, Katy. Thank you for coming in.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here.
Excellent. I hope you're prepared. We have so much for you today.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm gonna get a little sanitation going on.
Absolutely.
All right, lead the way.
Okay, perfect.
Jamil Gaskins, you are co-owner of Yoko Ramen. So excited to be here.
Thank you.
But Jamil, will you kind of give us a lay of the land, the culinary landscape,
Sure,
so to speak?
absolutely. Broad stroke here. We've got the Japanese Cubano, one of our house favorites. It's a char siu pork, house-made mustard on torta bread, and we press it flat the traditional way. It's fantastic. We've got the fried cauliflower sandwich.
The sandwich can be even
Can be
vegan?
made vegan, yes. So vegan mayo, that's torta bread, and then fried cauliflower, so all vegan if you choose. Our house hot wings, fresh cut fries. We've got our fried chicken sandwich here, and then my personal favorite, the vegetable ramen. We have a lot of good relationships with local farmers, and the vegetables do change. So today it's parsnip, kale, mushroom, and they'll change seasonally as we get different selection of produce in.
Ah, just like so good. And then beverages, local taproot, which we have featured on Taste Utah.
Fresh blackberries and mint. This is my personal favorite. I was super excited when they first came out. We were one of the first people to carry them. And also a good friend of mine, Brian Coleman from Two Row. This is actually my favorite IPA. This is what I drink at home. This is the Taste Like Citrus IPA, and we have it here as well.
Talk to us a little bit about the local farmers. Drop some names.
Ty at Keep It Real.
Love it.
He's our favorite. I've known him for a long time. I go personally to see him at the farmer's market in Murray on Sundays. SLC Top Crops is another one that we use, and they do a great job in supporting us with fantastic products.
Talk to us a little bit about COVID. How has it affected Yoko?
Well, we've been affected just like everyone else. When this all started, we were all in a bit of shock that mid-March date. We were still in our prime serving season, and we got the notification to shut down, so we did what everyone else did for that 6 weeks. We were great in obtaining, some of the resources available to us. So we opened in mid-June with some changes. For about 2 months, we ran with delivery only. We built an online app to order online and then either come and pick up or curbside. We've just recently opened for dine-in, and we've installed some high-power HEPA filters in here to assist with air circulation and cleaning. And just like everyone else, we're trying to be creative and still provide an experience for people who'd like to dine out with also being as safe as possible and managing and understanding that everyone's got different comfort levels.
What do you love about hospitality?
Really, we think about the technical aspects. Of course, your food needs to be delicious, but really, I think what we're here for is to make people happy and provide an experience. So however we can get that done, and really we try to say yes where many may say no. So I think you can impact people's daily life experience more than you think.
I mean, that's so beautiful, and to say that, like, our goal, our intention is to make people happy. And it's really what restaurants do. I mean, I remember it was my little sister's birthday in September, and she was like 8 months pregnant, and all she wanted to do, and she hadn't been out of the house for months, all she wanted to do was go to a restaurant. She went to a restaurant for dinner, and it literally made her year.
Absolutely.
Just to be served, to have fresh, amazing food, to have a chef prepare something for you with love and care.
Absolutely. It's why we're here.
Your passion for the industry and your kindness and your desire to want to serve people and create a hospitable environment, it just exudes from who you are.
Thank you.
I would love to pop back in the kitchen and meet
Sure,
Devin.
absolutely.
Chef Devin, what are you going to make for us now?
I think we're going to make a pork ramen for you, one of our famous pork ramen. So we'll start with some cabbage.
Okay.
That'll go on the grill
Nice.
with some sesame oil.
Nice.
You always want to season your food.
Love it.
So good pinch of kosher salt,
Oh, dropping it like it's hot, but it's not.
black pepper,
Nice.
and we'll take our belly.
Okay, so this is pork belly. Oh, it's beautiful.
So it gets cured in brown sugar and seaweed salt. So while that's cooking, we'll
Okay.
come grab a bowl.
Ramen's pretty complex, right? There's a lot that goes into the process.
Yeah, there is multiple steps, but it seems very simple, but in the background there's a lot going on.
A lot going on.
We'll take our shoyu tare, which is what we cook the pork belly in.
Okay. And what is shoyu tare?
Multiple soy sauces,
Okay.
2 different soy sauces, mirin, sake, and then all the good flavor that comes with the pork.
It's amazing.
And then, so ramen will get a tare, it'll get fat, so this is chicken fat.
Okay, just a little bit.
Pinch of the secret sauce.
Secret sauce.
So, cabbage looks good, it's got a nice char on
It
it.
smells so good.
You always want to get good color on your vegetables, that's where the flavor comes from.
I can smell that sesame. It smells so
Yeah,
good.
it's gonna add a nice complexity to the broth. Pork is getting close.
Okay. Now, are you gonna grill it on both sides?
I'll just grill it on one side and
Okay.
kiss the other side because I still like this. I don't need too much crispiness.
Oh.
Now we're gonna do our noodles. So our pork noodle's a thinner noodle.
Okay. What kind of noodle is a ramen noodle?
It's a high alkaline
Okay.
wheat noodle, so it stays better in the broth. It won't
Okay.
break up in the broth. So now we'll drop the noodle.
Is it egg? Is there egg in it?
There's no egg.
No egg. Okay.
So this is where you have to be quick. So now you
Okay.
have 1 minute to finish the broth.
No pressure, but
No.
so much pressure.
So using a nice rich chicken stock,
Chicken stock. Okay.
a little whisk.
You're whisking all of the goodness together.
These are our poached eggs. They'll get heated up for a little bit.
This is where the maestro now composes the dish.
Yes.
The symphony of flavors that is our
Yeah.
ramen.
Exactly. So now we get all the water off.
Okay.
This is really important.
You're squeegeeing all the water out of it.
Goes into the bowl.
Beautiful.
We always work clean here, so even if I have like a little drop, I'm wiping it up.
Nice. It's such a tight space, you can't help but work clean.
Timer
right?
goes off. So now we give the noodles a fluff into the
Okay.
broth.
Oh, I love it. Little whiskey fluff. It's beautiful because it is really like you're dressing the dish.
Exactly. We're gonna make it nice. The egg will come out.
And that is what everyone wants on their
So
ramen.
now we're ready to do it. So
Okay.
let's go. Egg cracked into the bowl.
Oh, look at that form. That was easy.
We'll do our belly.
Okay. Oh, that's beautiful.
I like to put a little broth over the top of it.
Nice. Gonna keep
Do
a
our
little
cabbage.
moisture in. Okay.
And then finishes with green onion. This is really important. Adds some nice freshness to the dish.
Oh, look how
Nice
beautiful
crunch,
that
nice
is.
spice. And then to finish,
A little more secret sprinkling
secret
sauce.
salt.
All right, yeah, set her up there. Order up. We're on 500 South. We're in Salt Lake City, and we're about to hit up an amazing patisserie, a bakery of epic proportions, Les Madeleines. Romina Rasmussen, she's a master baker. She's also a community builder, and she is an artisan of flavor. We're about to get a little sweet with you. Are you ready? Well, let's mask up. I'll see you in there. Romina!
Hey Katie, how's it going?
Oh, so much better now that I'm here.
I'm excited to have you here.
I mean, I feel like we're about to like introduce people to all of the insider secrets, all of the magic that goes on
All
in the
magic. Yeah, and are you hungry?
I always come to Les Madeleines hungry.
Nice.
Lead the way.
Awesome.
I see lots of butter. I see a little dough. Talk
Yep.
to me about what's happening.
We're gonna make some croissants.
Woo!
So laminating is a big part of what we do here at Les
Okay.
Madeleines. We do a lot of laminated doughs. So we do our own puff pastry, we make our own croissant dough, and then we do a wide variety of croissants throughout the week.
Okay.
And then of course Queen Amman are also laminated, and
Yes.
everybody loves those. But today we are gonna make just a beautiful butter croissant. So we need our dough to be pliable, right? So this
Okay.
is not pliable, but we
Nice.
want it to stay cold.
Okay.
So when I'm doing bigger pieces, I use the sheeter, but for this little piece, I'm just gonna use the rolling pin.
Okay.
So kind of stand back for just a second.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pound it. Now,
Thin.
now it's thin and it's also pliable. So what's going to
Yeah.
happen is it's gonna stretch in between our layers.
Oh my gosh, this
Okay, so
is
we
so awesome.
got one ready. So we want our butter to cover roughly 2/3 of our dough.
Okay.
I'm gonna fold it over.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a turn. And the thing that's really important is to keep the dough square.
Okay.
And the reason is we want all the layers to go through the entire piece of dough. So what I don't want to do is do too many turns at once because it overworks my dough, and then we end up with a croissant that's like tough and chewy.
Okay.
So we're gonna let this rest in
Okay.
the fridge.
All right.
And in about 20 minutes, we're gonna do another turn.
Oh, fantastic. We've done our first 2 turns by hand.
Yes.
You like to finish the third in
I
the
do
sheeter?
the third in the sheeter.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So we're just going to flour it just a little. Yeah, here we go. All right, so here we've got our dough.
And you can see the butter. Like,
Yeah, and
that's
you can
so
still
cool.
Yeah, you can still see the layers.
Yeah, there's
You
so
know?
many layers.
So we weigh ours out to 70 grams, and then this way they all come out the same. So now they all weigh 70 grams.
Okay.
So I kind of stretch out the end a little bit,
All right.
and then I roll. All right. This one for you. All
Okay.
right. So we're gonna just stretch it a little
I
bit.
stretch it
Yeah.
out.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'm just gonna tug on the corners
On
there,
the corners.
and then I'm gonna roll from the center.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, just like that.
Roll from the center.
And then what some people do, maybe you'll find this way easier, is that they roll this way,
Oh, interesting.
right? So they're rolling that direction.
So, Romina, we've gone
Yes.
from croissants to macarons. So,
Yeah.
walk us through the process to get to where we are right now.
All right. Well, we made a meringue, and
Okay.
we're doing an Italian style.
What's the difference?
Well, the French style, you just make a meringue with room temperature whites, egg whites, and sugar, and you
Okay.
just whip it up. So an Italian meringue, you cook the sugar.
Okay.
We went to 118 degrees Celsius. It's kind of nice because the other way, you can't make macarons while it's raining, and you can't, like, there's all these things. And
Right.
Right, because the extra moisture and all this stuff. So this one's a little bit more stable than that. And then we ground up our almond flour with the powdered sugar.
Okay.
And we use freeze-dried strawberries.
Okay.
So to give it a little bit of color
Uh-huh.
and flavor. So like when I was in culinary school, they just taught you to use food coloring. And I don't like food coloring, so I was like, well, I could use freeze-dried fruit to add some color. And now there are a lot of natural powdered food colorings. I get them in Europe, but since we can't go to Europe right now, I'm out. So this will be a very pale blush pink.
Oh, very cool.
This way, the cookie will actually taste like something, which I prefer
That's
to
so cool.
just having it be a crazy color.
So is this gluten-free?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So macarons, are they traditionally made with almond flour?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and so if I want something green, then I'll make matcha, or I'll make pistachio, and that's how I'll get color there.
So Romina, we finish laying these all out on the sheet tray, and then where do we go with it?
Well, these would dry for about 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay.
And then they'll get baked.
Okay.
And then when they're cool, they would get filled.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to just sit down with you and talk to you a little bit about Les Madeleines. Maybe get a couple of delicious items in front
We've
of
got
us.
some treats, yeah.
Okay, amazing. Let's go have a seat.
Let's do it.
Okay, awesome. Romina, I feel like we've done a lot. Just the process of the croissant alone. Now, will you break into that and kind of show us what the croissant should look like?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna remove my mask.
There's a little bit of a crunch.
Okay.
You want that crunch on the outside. And then we're gonna rip it open.
Oh.
So you can see the layers in there.
It's nice and fluffy. There's a lot of like almost little air pocket-y things there. Yeah, that's really, really, really cool. Can I have some?
Yeah, can I have some?
Yeah, absolutely. Laminating is a big part of what you do in a lot of your pastries. So even
Exactly. Most people have heard of us because of Queen Amman.
Mm-hmm.
We've been making it forever. We were the third place in the U.S. to make it, so we've been doing it for a really long time. And we also do the traditional way with a lean dough.
Okay. What is the difference between like a lean dough or
So a
enriched
lean dough is literally just flour, salt, water, yeast. That's a lean dough. So it's basically a bread dough.
Okay.
Whereas this has the milk, and so it's a much it lightens it up.
Are you laminating that as well as far
This is
as
laminated.
with butter
Mhm.
and
But yep, some layers of butter and then some layers with sugar.
okay. And that way it's crunchy all the way through and then kind of moist in the center.
Yeah, so the sugar that's on the outside caramelizes and gets crunchy. The sugar on the inside melts and becomes like this gooey syrup in between the layers. So it has layers just like this, but they're a lot thicker between.
So good.
It's
like
pretty
if you
magical.
haven't had
Yeah, and there's a lot of fleur de sel in there. So so you get that salty caramel.
What is
So
this?
So that's our rice pudding. So we use arborio rice, so it's just like if we had made risotto.
Okay.
And we put a cinnamon cremeux on top. So cremeux is like a custard that we've added chocolate to.
Oh my gosh.
And so the chocolate is from a company called Weiss. It's a French chocolate company.
Okay.
It's their Aneo chocolate. And we've added, what we did with the milk was we steeped Ceylon cinnamon in it. I like Ceylon cinnamon versus some of the others because it has a nice little kick to it.
Yeah.
And so you get a little bit of heat, and then there's vanilla in the rice pudding itself.
Romina, what do you love about baking?
I like giving people joy. Like, you know, that's what I wanted to do, and this is just how I go about doing it. I still think it's magical watching, you know, puff pastry puff up in the oven. I love staring at it. I just think that there's an element of magic, and I know it's science, but science is also kind of magical too. So.
And you are so intentional about everything that you source. You have these beautiful products that are I understand, only available at Les Madeleines.
Yeah. So we have Alenmiat juices and nectars, and they've got this awesome grape juice. It's a muscadet grape, and they've packed it like a champagne.
Mm-hmm.
So you take the cage off and you open it exactly as you would a bottle of champagne, and it's really beautiful grape juice, and it's lightly carbonated. So that's kind of new for us. We've only had it for about a month. And then we've had their nectars for a few years now. I had those for the first time when I was in France a few years ago, and I really loved them. So I was like, it took me like 6 months to figure out how to get some here, but we finally found some.
Romina, let's talk a little bit about COVID.
Yeah.
So 2020
COVID.
hits. We're thinking
Yes.
life is good. 2020 vision. There's so many great things associated with 2020.
Yeah.
And
well, I had been tracking COVID since January when it
Yeah.
was just mostly in China and kind of starting to spread. We closed down on March 16th. thinking, we would do our part to flatten the curve. But, we had to reopen eventually.
Yeah.
And a lot of us had been traveling right before then. So that kind of worked out. We would have all had to quarantine anyway.
Yeah.
And so we reopened, I think, the first few days of April with online ordering only. And a contactless curbside. So, and you can still have a contactless curbside pickup.
Yeah.
You send us a text when you get here, and we take it out to the concrete patio.
Great.
To the concrete counter on our patio. We have space for 4 people to come inside at once
Yeah.
and maintain social distancing. So we've done as much as we can, and obviously all the cleaning and all the sanitizing and all that stuff as well. Basically, our lunch business disappeared because everyone's working from home.
Yeah.
And so right now we do like 1 or 2 grab-and-go lunch items for now, and that's it.
Yeah.
Most folks have been really gracious and like, oh, this is cool. And there's a few people who are like, but I wanted more stuff. And it's like, well, me too. But
we all wanted things maybe a little different.
But we're gonna roll with it.
Yeah.
And I think the more that you can just be flexible, the more you're gonna just be okay. Yeah.
I mean, if people want to do specialty orders or things like that, do you do that?
We get a lot of requests for different things, and if as long as it's something that we do,
right?
As long as it's something that is within the realm of our skill set. If you need 300 croissants for your breakfast party, sure, I can absolutely do that.
Like if I wanted a Meyer lemon tart for my birthday that was like a bigger than that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That was a selfish question, but I had to
we
ask.
can make you your very own 8-inch Meyer lemon tart.
I mean,
and it's all yours. You don't have to share because it's your birthday.
Exactly. That's what I want.
We do stuff like that.
Well, Marina, this has just been so fun. It's just a pleasure to be able to be here, to see all of like the effort and painstaking care that goes into each of these products. You don't cut corners at all, and it's so special.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm glad to. This was really fun.
Yay.